Hello everyone, I welcome you all to today's class. I'm Nisha Yadav from KV Upper Camp, Dehradun, Kant. Today we are going to study the chapter of biology or environment. In this chapter, we will study about the environment, ecosystem, the different types of ecosystems, the various components of ecosystems, and how does an ecosystem works. So let's begin our class. The environment basically includes our physical surroundings like air, water bodies, soil, etc., and all the organisms which live in these surroundings. And the organism comprises of the plants, animals, human beings, and the microorganisms like bacteria and fungi. All these constituents of the environment are dependent on one another. So all the constituents of the environment interact with one another and maintain a balance in the environment in a natural way. Now we will study about the ecosystem. An ecosystem is a self-contained unit of living things and their non-living environment. The various communities of living organisms such as plants and animals, they interact among themselves as well as with their physical environment like soil, air, and water. The various examples of ecosystems include grasslands, forests, deserts, mountains, ponds, lakes, rivers, seas, and various other examples. There are different types of ecosystems. On the basis of sources, there are two types of ecosystems, namely natural ecosystems and artificial ecosystems. The natural ecosystems are those ecosystems which are made by nature, and they include forests, natural lakes, mountains, deserts, seas, oceans, etc. The artificial ecosystems, on the other hand, are made by man, and they include parks, agricultural crop fields, gardens, and aquarium. On the basis of habitat, the ecosystems are divided into terrestrial ecosystems, which are land-based ecosystems, and the aquatic ecosystem, which are water-based ecosystem. Terrestrial ecosystems include deserts, grasslands, forests, mountains, crop fields, and several other examples. Aquatic ecosystems include rivers, lakes, ponds, oceans, seas, and aquarium. Fine. Now we will study about the components of an ecosystem. Components of an ecosystem means what an ecosystem is made up of. So components of an ecosystem are divided into abiotic components, or we can also say them abiotic factors, and biotic components, we can also call them biotic factors. The abiotic factors are the non-living factors, whereas the biotic factors are the living factors of the ecosystem. Abiotic factors include climatic factors and edaphic factors. Climatic factors are those factors which decide the climate of a particular area. They include several factors like rain, temperature, light, wind, humidity, etc. Edaphic factors are those non-living factors which decide the structure and composition of soil found in a particular area. They include the soil, pH, minerals, and topography. Biotic factors include producers, consumers, and decomposers. Producers are called autotrophs since they can make their own food with the help of certain inorganic materials. Producers include all the green plants. Consumers are called heterotrophs as they cannot prepare their own food from simple inorganic materials and thus for their food requirement they depend on producers. Consumers are of several types like primary consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers and quaternary consumers. Primary consumers, they directly feed on producers. Secondary consumers eat primary consumers. Tertiary consumers eat secondary consumers. And the quaternary consumers, they are found at the top of the food chain and they eat the tertiary consumers. Decomposers are those organisms which feed on the dead and decaying materials of plants and animals. Decomposers include organisms like bacteria and fungi. The main role of decomposers in an ecosystem or an environment is to clean the environment by degrading the dead bodies of the organisms and to recycle the nutrients. Now we will study about the functioning of ecosystem. An ecosystem involves the input of energy in the form of sunlight from the nutrients pool of the earth like soil, water and air. The carbon dioxide and water are absorbed by the green plants. Now with the help of sunlight, these green plants convert these inorganic substances into the organic compounds like carbohydrates which act as food. Now the consumers will eat the food prepared by the producers to get the energy. And when the producers and consumers die, then the decomposers will act on their dead bodies and they start degrading their dead bodies. And in this process, they return the various elements back to the nutrient pool of the earth. Now, producers we have already discussed that producers are the organisms which can make their own food. They are also called autotrophs and they include all the green plants. Consumers which are known as heterotrophs, they cannot prepare their own food and hence they eat other organisms for their food. Decomposers are those organisms which break down the dead materials. So here we are having the examples of producers, consumers and decomposers. Consumers are of various types like herbivores which eat only green plants. They include cow, buffalo, goat, horse, etc. Carnivores which eat only animals. They include lion, tiger, wolf, jackal, etc. Omnivores which eat both plants as well as animals. They include human beings, bear, crow, etc. And scavengers which eat the dead bodies of organisms. And they include birds like eagle, vulture, hawk, etc. Fine. Now we will discuss another type of producers and consumers which are extremely small, or we can say that they are microscopic. So these producers and consumers are known as planktons. There are two types of planktons, phytoplanktons and zooplanktons. So phytoplanktons are the microscopic aquatic plants which float freely on the surface of water. The phytoplanktons are autotrophic in nature because they can prepare their own food. The example of phytoplankton is algae. Zooplanktons are the microscopic aquatic animals which float freely on the surface of water body. They include protozoa like amoeba, and they are heterotrophic in their nutrition because they depend on phytoplanktons for their food requirement. So students, this was all about today's class. See you in the next class with some interesting topics. Thank you for watching.